Hi friends, and welcome back to another budget report and net worth update. Today we are going over the month of June 2021, so let's get into it. Hi friends, if you don't know me, I am Sarah, also known as Budget Girl here on the internet, and I've been showing my budget for 7 years here. Back from when I made $1,400 a month to now, when I'm making around 10 grand a month. No get rich quick schemes involved, just slow, hard, simple budgeting and money management. If you would like to grow your income and build the life of your dreams at any income level, then go ahead and subscribe, because we are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers this year on YouTube. I need your help. I sincerely need your help. So if you appreciate me being transparent about my money on the internet, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't before. It's free, and we love a freebie here. Also, before we jump into June's budget, I just want to let you know that if you need a budget, you can purchase this or the net worth tracker that I'm going to show later on my Etsy shop or at budgetgirl.com/shop. It is under $10. You can customize them as much as you want. There are no frozen cells, and you can use them forever to master your money. I am all for budgeting, whatever way works for you. If a spreadsheet works for you, check out mine. If not, find yourself an app, pen and paper, somewhere to do it. You can also find some free printable budgets at budgetgirl.com/free. There are a few freebie planners and budgets there for you to help you stay on track. So for my June income, it was a really good month. So let's see, for my Texas A&M, I'm currently on my lunch break at Texas A&M University, where I'm a communications coordinator. And from here, I made $3,178.40. Now, of course, that is my after-tax income. And then here's my personal business income, which is pre-tax and pre-all expenses and everything like that. So from Budget Girl this month, I made $5,773.35. Jacob, my boyfriend, lives with me, and I charge him rent because I'm nobody's sugar mama, and you can read a whole article on how we negotiated what a fair rent would be and how he has a lease and everything like that in my Why I Rent to My Boyfriend article on budgetgirl.com. That'll be linked below. But over here is the breakdown of what he pays. He pays $500 in rent, and then half of lawn, electricity, and then this is just a subscription for Monsters from Amazon that I pay for, so he reimburses me. So his total was $674.14 for his half, 18. And then for Budget Girl Properties, which is my renter on the A side of my duplex. By the way, Duplex Diaries Season 2, Episode 3 is out now. Go check it out. I'm getting way into the thick of it. And it's a lot of fun to watch me struggle. So even for me, it's fun to watch past me struggle, knowing that it will turn out awesome. She is paying $1,250 a month. That includes $50 towards lawn. And so my total income was $10,875.93. And that might be a high for the year, which is really, really cool. So let's go on down to expenses. So my personal expenses are right here. My mortgage is $1,600. My renters, including Jacob, actually pay for all of that, plus $150. I actually make $150 a month off of my property before any expenses. So that's where the thing is this month. Yeah, so on an ideal month, I make $150 and I have zero housing costs because my renters pay for it. So lawn, car insurance, blah, 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 blah. I was over $35 over on grocery, $140 over on restaurant. I will not be stopped this summer, apparently. And over $260 on clothing. I ordered a Stitch Fix box, which was $200, but I got a bunch of cute new outfits out of it. And I needed some nice workwear now that we are back in the office full time. So those are cute. I have pictures on my Instagram. I specifically have an I Feel Cute highlight folder if you want to see any of my personal fashion choices or not. This is a money channel. You don't have to go look at that if you don't want to. I also get a lot of stuff off of like Poshmark and Mercari. This shirt was originally a Stitch Fix item that I bought off of Poshmark for $14. So very nice. I also pay for a Hulu and Disney subscription and a Kindle Unlimited subscription, and I had $155 in miscellaneous spending that was mostly, looks like, the physical therapist and Rory's allergy medications and a nail trim. So, I also spent $50 on some Kindle books this month because they weren't on unlimited and I wanted to read them. Money is there to make us happy. So over here is all of the breakdown of what I spent and when. I put $930 towards my future REI this month. That's my next real estate purchase. I've been in my duplex for over a year. I'm planning on purchasing another property to live in / rent out, or live in and partially rent out, or possibly even just to rent out if the right property comes along. So follow my channel and subscribe to figure out what I'm gonna purchase next. That'll be really fun. And then $100 a month to short-term savings. I actually recently replaced a bunch of sinking funds that I had with this system. You can check out last month's budget report if you'd like to see the breakdown there, but I used to have 7 or 8 sinking funds. I think they're a great way to do money and prep for future expenses, but my finances have changed a little and your budget has to adapt. I also put $500 a month into my Roth IRA and $200 a month into a brokerage account. Let's drop on down. So as you can see, I was actually $250 over budget this month, but that's okay. Business expenses are gonna make up for it. All right, so coming down to my personal business budget girl, which you are watching a facet of right now on YouTube. Thank you very much. I made $1,142 from YouTube, Google AdSense, and then I made $52 from Amazon Associates, $68 from AdSense, which is advertisements on my website, budgetgirl.com, which is full of free, awesome stuff for you guys. So go check that out. I'm trying to increase that as an income stream. So visits help so much. Thank you. And then I made $85.40 and $284.79 off of Etsy, where I sell my budgets, which you can get this budget there if you would like. I also got $2,000 for a sponsored video from Mercari, which I do actually use, as you can tell. And $340 from A Glasses USA, permissions, essentially some photos and video they wanted to use for further ads. And so I got them to pay me for that, which was cool. And then I had 2 sponsored ads. I believe these were for Morning Brew and Skillshare from a couple of months ago. They just work on a kind of a long payday system. So I made $5,773.35 off of Budget Girl. Wonderful, very good month. And then here are my expenses for it. $75 for internet, $13 for a subscription to Canva, $19 for a subscription to Flowdesk, $100 for my newsletter person, $214 for my web person, $90 for my video editor, thank you Sahil, $26 for DigitalOcean, which is a caching thing, I think. I don't know, Adam handles all of that, my web person, and then $125 on some writing. So as you can see, my expenses were mostly for budgetgirl.com, and I made $68 from budgetgirl.com, which is why I need to, YouTube is supporting .com right now, and has been this whole time. Here's where the biggest expenses of the month came in. So at the beginning of the month, we've just been getting a ton of rain in Texas, more than has ever happened in Texas. And I live on a block of duplexes that are almost identical to mine, and none of them have gutters, which I actually thought was a little weird when I moved in, but I'm like, okay, apparently just water drainage isn't an issue. And in the front of the house, it's not. Everything drains like to the middle of the street, which is graded a little bit, and there's a nice storm drain and just there. However, I've had the increasing issue of rain falling off of my back porch, backyard extremely wet. Now, my renter does not have this issue because she has some beautiful trees on her side. I have no beautiful trees on my side. So when it rains, and if it rains enough, we just get like wet, muddy grossness. A few months back, I actually tried to offset this problem a little bit by installing a French drain, which you dig down under the ground and essentially put a pipe so that the water can filter down into it and flow away from your property. But what I didn't know at the time was that that is a little bit more of a less timely solution. So the French drain works, and it works great, and it was worth the investment. However, if enough rain falls all at once, the French drain can't handle it immediately. So it takes a couple hours for the French drain to for the water to filter down, for the French drain to suck it away. Within a couple of hours of the rain stopping, backyard's pretty dry. That's awesome. However, if it rains enough, the French drain can't fill up immediately. So my kitchen flooded. Nobody else on the block had this issue, apparently, but One night, like 7 inches of rain fell. It just was too much for my backyard. It flooded into my kitchen, and the entirety of the flooring in my kitchen, which I actually only installed a year ago when I bought the place, that beautiful LVP, and most of Jacob's office both got flooded. All of the floor had to be torn up. We had to live with air movers for 3 days, and then had to purchase and reinstall new flooring. The whole thing cost about $2,000, which is less than my deductible for a claim on my home insurance. My deductible is $2,500 for home insurance, so I could have filed a claim with them, but I would have ended up paying more out of pocket because I would have had to pay the $2,500 than just having it done myself. So I had people come in, some flood people to come in, air everything out, dry it all up, and they tore out the floors, and then I bought all of the new flooring myself, and then had my handyman Chris install it. And you can see all of the costs here, which I needed new thresholds, new baseboards, the new flooring, and then an underlayment, and then how much the people charged for their various things. So I also bought a jigsaw from Home Depot because they were having a sale, and that's a tool I don't have and I will need eventually for this. Not for the flooring, but just for being a homeowner and doing housing renovations. So my total costs for the house this month was close to $4,000. And then after my rental income, I was still out about $2,075, which is fine. I have savings to handle it. I actually didn't even have to pull from my duplex emergency fund. I was able to just cash flow that this month, which is such an incredible blessing. And fortunately, my floor is fixed now. It's wonderful. And I have gutter people coming in the middle of this month to come install gutters and pull more of the water away, so that hopefully I never have this issue again. And I will be the only duplex on the block with gutters, which is fine. It's one thing to living in your real estate investment. You get real close and handy with all of the little issues of the property, which I think is actually really wonderful because I can handle it and I know what's happening, and I can do things now that will make sure that in the future when it's a rental, it won't be an issue for them. Also, I might have to get a new roof, but that's a next month Sarah problem, so hailstorm. I also bought a rug for my future Airbnb, and I also bought some new pot molds for my slightly abandoned new hobby of making pots. But I actually do have a contract to make some pots for somebody, so more info on that will be coming. Oh, and as you can see up here, I did actually sell a couple of items to offset some of the clothing, and I did a little more of that. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention, I do save $500 a month for quarterly estimated taxes for Budget Girl, and that's where that money comes from. So my total income for Budget Girl was $57.73, and my expenses were $11.60, making my take home from that $46.12, which is really, really cool. As you can see, my total income was $10,875, main expenses $5,226. Budget Girl expenses $1,660, as we said, and then $2,180 for property and Airbnb expenses. And then I put the rest of the money, which was left over, which was $2,308.12, towards my future real estate income property. So the fact that I had to deal with all of that mess and I still had a $2,000 excess is absolutely incredible. I did forget to mention one thing. It was in the notes section at the top, but that's why there's not just going to be at least a $2,000 increase in my net worth. I had to pay $3,064 for quarterly estimated taxes that came out this month for Budget Girl. So my income went down that much. I have been saving that $500 a month for that to come out. That's going to look the way it looks on my net worth. Which, let's pop over to the net worth tracker. You can also get this at budgetgirl.com/shop or on my Etsy shop. Those will be linked down below. In my checking account, I have $6,700, and in my duplex checking account, I have $2,300, making just about $9,000 I have in liquid cash. Or in checking. And let's go to savings then. So I have $10,000 in my emergency fund and $13,244 in my duplex emergency fund. I did transfer, I think, $1,000 from there to there just because it was looking a little low, and my mortgage auto drafts, and I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want it to look low. So, and then I have $2,013 in short-term savings, making $25,272 in just regular emergency savings and cash. In my new home savings account, I have $22,000, which is so exciting. I actually did put in an offer on a house that came on the market. I was outbid. It was slightly devastating. It was like a 5-3 older home, but essentially it had like a mother-in-law suite that was under the same roof that I could have used for Airbnb or as like a mini rental. And I offered $5K over asking, and I still got outbid, which is the housing market right now. But that's okay. No one can take from you what is meant to be yours. There is another place, an even better place out there waiting for me, and I just need to be patient. I have $567 sitting in my sinking fund for car insurance. Actually, I need to fix this. I don't have a rental anymore, so this is just car insurance. $57 sitting in my YouTube tax savings account because last month it was $25.57. I put $500 in and then immediately had to take all of that out because I had to pay the quarterly estimated taxes, which come automatically out of my account too. It just says the IRS is coming and taking your money now, thanks. So sinking fund total $22,649 and total savings is $47,922, making total cash and savings $57,071. But remember, about half of that, almost half of that, is savings for my next property, which will be down payment, closing costs, renovations. So still saving really hard towards that. All right, let's go on to retirement and investments. My teacher's retirement savings account for Texas A&M is at $14,676. I have $10,000 in a IRA at Betterment and $2,500 in a Roth IRA. These are both older. The IRA is a rollover from an old employer. And then I have $13,910 in an IRA that I'm actively contributing to that is at Vanguard. And that just buys VT stacks every single month until I get rich. VT stacks and chill. So, and then I have a couple of brokerage accounts that just come up to about $2,000. And my total investments are $43,973, which makes my total liquid assets $101,044, which is very cool. We only got above the 100K mark last month. We're still there. All right, let's go down to my property assets. I'm still just estimating that my duplex is worth $240, even though it's absolutely worth more now. That's just its last appraisal value. I need to update that one day. And then my car's worth about $6,000, meaning my total assets are $347.44. Now my debts, I owe $224,655 on the house, and I paid a mortgage payment to that this month, which brought it down $431. And remember, that is, I'm not paying a cent towards the mortgage. I have renters that are paying the entirety of the mortgage, which is absolutely wonderful. Assets versus my debts equals my net worth. So my net worth is currently $122,389, which is up only $615 from last month, but we paid for a lot of stuff this month. So that's really wonderful. We had the $2,000 for the new floors, $3,000 in taxes. So I'm up for the year $26,917, which I'm not mad about at all. Once you actually start investing and you don't have a ton of debt anymore, your net worth rises really, really quickly, which is so cool, and I hope is encouraging to you guys who are maybe slugging through a longer debt journey. I did 3.5 years in debt, and I've now been out of debt on YouTube longer than I've been in debt, and my net worth has just gone whoop, because remember when we started 7 years ago, I was negative 35. That is all I have for you today. I'd love to know how your June is going and how your budgets are. If you've had anything pop up suddenly that has thrown you for a loop, and how you handle it. Let me celebrate you below. Thank you for your support. And once again, don't forget to subscribe if you're here and you like talking transparent money. I will see you next time.